Okay, anyways, yeah, my name is James Willett. I am a hairstylist. I've worked at Hairstyling for 4 years. I've been in the hair industry for about 5 to 6 years. I don't really remember. '07, so 5, I guess. I went to Winnipeg Technical College. That's where I took my hairstyling education. It's a year program, 12 months, work at your own pace, summer off, kind of like high school, just fancier. What can I say? I've worked in 3 salons so far. First one I worked at was a very high-end salon right out of hair school. It was okay. I liked it. They were kind of hoity-toity, and so I didn't really fit in there, so I decided to move on, and I didn't really get to do as much as I wanted to there. I was just kind of like doing the basics, so I decided to leave. Went to a mall salon. Again, wasn't a good fit. Then I started at Hair Effects and meshed really well. So yeah, I'm just going to mention the screen real quick. You don't really have to pay attention to it. It's just some of my work that's going on. So what I've done in the past 4 years and just what I love to do. So this is my passion. This is what otherwise I wouldn't be here talking about it, right? Make sense? Cool. Real quick, how many, you guys are all in high school, right? Okay, say noise. Yes, okay, no, yes and no, okay, cool. All right, I just wanted to know are you guys like grade 12 or like all ages? 11, 10, cool. Cool, okay, I like when you guys talk, it's okay. So anyway, this is my work, just I might reference it, I might not, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, hairstyling. It's a broad career. I always make the joke that we're more than just hairstylists, we're also psychiatrists. We listen to people's problems. The only difference is we don't have the contract of confidentiality, so we can talk about it. We're also massage therapists. You gotta give a good head rub when you're shampooing someone, make them feel good, make them feel relaxed, right? We're chemists, because we're mixing stuff and like we deal with chemicals every day. We're architects, because we look at structure of hair and like how it moves. We're so many different things, and some people even call us magicians, which I think is a pretty good compliment, you know, when you're, someone comes in with box-colored black hair, and they're like, make me blonde, and I'm like, no, but okay. Sit for 7 hours, and we'll get back to you. So there's many different aspects of this career. For me, a typical day in the salon is just, it's fun. I love it. Like, I get to meet new people every day. You know, I'll come in, grab a coffee. First client, I usually do about 5 to 6 clients per day. On a busy day, it's probably like 11, which is madness, and I don't recommend it all the time, but you know, on a busy day, it's good stuff. You know, I do everything. I'm not just a specific stylist. I do colors, haircuts, finishing work. Finishing work is like updos and like this kind of stuff, photo shoot stuff. Yeah, that's what I do in a day. I don't know, it's kind of, every day's different, which is awesome. That's another thing I really love about it, is that not every day is going to be the same, and it's always changing. Trends are always changing. There's just so much to learn in this career. I know it seems like a simple, like, oh, you go in, cut some hair, get a tip, and you're out the door. It's not how it is. So there's a little bit of a difference in the hair career between being a hairstylist as a career and being a hairstylist just as a job. I'm not going to bash the job one, but it is more for people who are just looking for quick money, and you know, there's more to it than just, like I said, just going in and doing 20-minute haircuts. Like I said, I worked in a mall salon, and that was the job, and that wasn't for me. And you know, I really wanted a career, so this is what I'm doing. For some reason, my slideshow stopped working, so give me a second. Let's play this again, because you're gonna get sick of seeing it. So I really didn't want to be a hairstylist when I was in high school. I had no idea what I wanted to be. Is anybody in the same kind of situation? Don't know what you want to be? Kind of just looking at your options. That's why you're here, I guess, right? Makes sense. the reason I went into it is because I didn't know what I wanted to be, and I said, well, this will be a good like bridge to, while I figure it out, I can do this on the side. You know, I'll just see how this is. First day of school, loved it. Loved it. Like, I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. And that's what I wanted to do. And the awesome thing is, my school actually helped pay for part of my tuition. So that was just a bonus, right? And I'll tell you this too, because this is awesome. I pretty much went to school for free. Is that cool? Like, do you guys want to go for school to like college for free, right? Not have to pay for it? Yeah, thank you, yes. So yeah, and the reason for that is because I went through the program and they actually offer grants afterwards. So you have a 2-year apprenticeship after school, and after your first year you get $1,000 from the government just for finishing 1 year of apprenticing. And then after your second year you get another $1,000, and then you get $2,000 for just completing the program. So that's $4,000 from the government, and then I got $1,000 from my high school. It's pretty cool, right? And actually, my tuition was only $4,500, so I made $500 going to school. I just made $500 just for learning and being awesome. So yeah, there is a 2-year apprenticeship with the program. That is to get your red seal. Thank you, Tech Man. He knows more about it than I do. So yeah, there is a 2-year apprenticeship. Some people say that is the hardest part because you do have to do a lot of grunt work kind of thing, and it's just, you just have to push for it, and you just have to keep that end goal in sight that like, I want to do hair, and that this is just, it's like university is like, you go to university for 4 years, right? And then you have a degree. So it's kind of the same thing, except you actually get to do hair while you're doing it. It's just the grunt work of it. Totally worth it. What should I talk about? After school. So once you're in the salon, I was really lucky in my salon. We have a really good team. We all get along really well. We do runway shows. We did, I don't know if you guys heard about the Jeannie Becker fashion show that was here in October. We did that. We do, did anybody see Hairspray at Rainbow Stage last summer? Or Cats? Did you hear about it? Okay, I did the hair for that. So if you saw posters and stuff, that was me. So there's lots of opportunities. I've entered a dozen of hair competitions. I've yet to win. I'm close. But like this is one of our fashion shows from last year. We did it with the Never Alone Foundation. It's called the Midwinter Night's Dream, so we did this really ethereal kind of hair for it. We did one again this year. You might see a photo coming up soon. And we did world cultures. So we had like a team of 3, and we did the Asian culture, and we did like samurai geishas, and it was like really cool. What else have I done? There's a company called Vintage Bling that does like really cool jewelry. And so they did a wedding photo shoot, so I did the hair for that. And then they actually had little pamphlets made that went into the gift bags that were given out at the Golden Globes. So that's pretty cool, right? Like, I don't know. Everybody knows your stuff. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. I'm just talking about myself now. I'm awesome. That's all you need to know. I'm just awesome. Yeah, so, okay. So there isn't just, with hairstyling, there's in salon, right? And that's kind of the main thing people think about when you hear about the hair industry. It's like working behind a chair in a salon. There's so many other opportunities, though. You can be an educator for a professional company. We work a lot with Redken, so that's an option. You go around, travel around. You could be just talking about products, teaching things, learning new haircuts, and then teaching other people how to do the haircuts. You can be a platform artist, which is where you're like on stage in front of a live audience, kind of like this. And you're just doing hair on stage, and then like it's like a big show and like in Vegas, like it's crazy. You could also be a teacher, right? You can be a teacher in almost anything, I guess, but it's a lot easier in the hair industry, I find. You can do photo shoot work. The guys you just saw, just did that this past Sunday, and it's for Outwards magazine, and it's going to be a five-page spread in the May-June issue. So like, you could be an editorial hairstylist and just if you just want to do photo shoots, do that. Like there's so many different options that you can do. Some things that are important to know or to think about going into this career or industry is that communication is a big thing. If you can't communicate clearly with another person, you're kind of setting yourself up to fail a little bit. It's just because if someone sits down and say, I want to be blonde, and you just go at it, your idea of blonde is completely different from someone else's idea. So if someone says mahogany, that could be someone thinking cherry red, and you're thinking like deep brown, right? So it's completely different. So you really want to make sure you have those communication skills. Your verbiage is really important because you are a professional, and people do come to you as the professional to help them decide what they want, as well as teach them what they need to do so that they go home and they can still style their hair really great, right? Because if you can do a wicked haircut on someone, but if they can't recreate it at home, then there's no point. Like it's fail. Because then if it looks like crap while they're walking around, they'll be like, yeah, I went and saw James, look, isn't it great? And they're just like, yeah, it's awesome. Like you don't want that. So you want to make sure that they're able to recreate what you envision. Another important thing is confidence. It's just, again, making sure you know what you're talking about and conveying that to the people that you encounter. You don't want to, you just don't want to, excuse me, what am I trying to say? This is a great example of communication, right? What am I trying to say? Just being confident, yeah. Being confident and saying like, this is what looks good on you, this is what we should do. I have said no to people. People will be like, I want to be this color and like have this haircut, and I have told people no. Just flat out no, and they're like, oh. And they're kind of taken aback at first, but then you explain why it doesn't work, and that's going back to like your education and like, get a bad haircut, knowing the industry, and then 2 weeks later they'll come back and say, someone really wants something, I'm like, and that's where the magician thing comes in, and then you have to fix it, and then they love you forever, and then there you go. Another thing is body language. You really want to be, if I'm standing here talking to you guys like this, what does that say about me? I'm shy. What else? I don't really want to talk to you. I don't really care that I'm here, right? It's not very, so you want to be open. You don't want to be closed off or ignoring them. Make eye contact. Make sure you're talking to people I'm talking to you, right? Like I can stand right here and talk right to you. It's weird, right? But like, I'm gonna listen to what you're saying, and I'm not like, yeah, let's make you blonde. Like, would you feel confident in me? No, you'd be like, okay, I'm scared, right? So those are just some things that you have to keep in mind. One of the huge problems in the hair industry is there's so much drama that happens and so much gossiping. I can't stand it, and I don't like it, and I don't tolerate it. It's just, I don't know what it is, but the second you go into hair school, you just feel like talking about everybody around you. And I don't know what, but it's kind of like high school where like, you guys all know, right? Like there's drama, right, in your lives. There's friend drama, so-and-so's talking to a boy you like, and you like that boy, and then you're mad at her even though she didn't say anything, and then it's just a big mess, right? So unfortunately that happens a little bit in my salon, not too bad, but the biggest thing I can say is just to be above that and just don't encourage it. If someone is talking to you like that, just tell them, like, I don't really have anything to say about it, and just say, oh, that's their business, like, I just brush it off and try not to get involved, and that's honestly the best advice I can give you. Even now, like, seriously, even now, if, like, don't go by what you've heard or what people, what am I trying to, hang on, let me think of it. Don't go by what you've heard or like what someone else said that they heard. Does that make sense? You know, it's just, if you hear it from the person directly, that's what you need to know. Like, if you hear something, approach that person, be like, hey, did you say this? If they say no, cool, drop it, it's over, right? Easy, done. Another thing is people take things really personally in the hair industry. I'm not sure why, but in the past I've heard people, they'll be like, oh, my client like hated their haircut and they were so annoying and like, oh, they were so picky about certain things. And I'm just like, well, I'm picky about my hair. Like, why, where's the problem in that? Like, are you guys finicky about your hair? Like, who loves their hair? And like, I love my hair and I'm very picky. When someone cuts my hair, I explain to them how to cut my hair, each little section. Like, that's how picky I am about it. So, you know, like, that's okay. And then people will take it just really offensively when it's not meant like that. It's like, no, this is your career and this is your job, and they just want you to do a good job, right? So that's all it is. Again, just don't take things too personally, because like, you'll go insane. It'll just happen. You'll just go crazy one day. Another thing about this industry, there are a few health issues that you have to be conscious of. You're on your feet for 8 hours a day, sometimes up to 10 hours a day, sometimes up to 12 hours a day. So you're not going to be wearing heels all day. A lot of the girls at work, they just wear heels for like an hour at the beginning, and then they'll switch to their flats, and then they'll kind of like switch that way. Boys, flat shoes. We don't wear heels. There's also some skin issues that you have to be conscious of. Your hands are in chemicals for a lot of the day, and they're constantly wet for a lot of the day. So I do suffer from eczema on my hands, which it's treatable. It's not like a huge, like, oh my God, I'm gonna die or anything. But you know, it's just, they get itchy and you get a little prescription for it and it's fine. But it's just something good to know that is one thing to be conscious of. Another thing is almost every hairstylist is gonna have back issues and arthritis when you're older. So it's just from, and unfortunately the taller you are, the worse it's gonna be, just because they do not make chairs that go high enough, and you're like this a lot. So my trick to that is you just spread your legs out. And I actually cut hair like this. Looks weird, but it saves your back. So it's important to, like, you always wanna have good posture. Whether you have to sit down, a lot of people are like sitting down now. It's okay to sit down and cut hair as long as you know how to, like, as long as you practice doing that. You're not just like, because I had a friend, he's 6'3", and he'd be doing haircuts like this for 8 hours every day. This is what he's gonna look like when he's like 50, right? So just one of those things. My hours, I got really lucky in the salon that I'm in with my hours. I work 35 hours a week, but it probably equals out to about 50 hours a week, salary-wise. Another great thing about the hair industry is that you can work less and make more. It's kind of cool that way, but that doesn't happen until you've been in it for a while. You want to, like, you have to build up to that, so it's not gonna be like, the second you're out of hair school, you're gonna be like, I only wanna work 20 hours and I'm gonna make this much money. It doesn't happen. You do have to work up to that. I also do a lot of extra time, so it kind of balances out that way as well. Like, I have about 10 brides booked already this year over the summer. I don't know any of them. None of them are my clients. They're just people that said, who's good at doing hair, and they booked in with me. But some of them I do have to go into work early. Some of them I do have to stay late after work. Some I have to go to their place on a Sunday and do their hair for it. So you do have to have that flexibility with your hours. It's, you know, it's good and bad, right? So you get some time off here, but then you make it up somewhere else. So it's give and take. That's what it is. Your dress for, don't wear that. What you just saw. That's not proper dress code. Every salon is different. Some salons have you wear all black. Some salons have not a uniform, but they'll have like a smock that you have to wear kind of thing. I always say, you just don't want to be dressed too casual. Like, you don't want to be in like ratty jeans and just a t-shirt. Like, I'm gonna wear this to work. Looks decent, right? I don't know, I think I look all right. Yeah, so there's also, does anybody know who Tabitha Coffee is? She has that show, Tabitha Salon Takeover. Has anybody ever seen that show? No? Okay. Real quick, she's just a really good hairstylist, and she made the show. She has a quote, though. She said, hairstylists is, or black is the uniform for hairstylists, and the reason behind that is because you want your client to be the main focus. So when you're black, you're neutral, and then all the focus is on them. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yes. Yay, okay. So dress code, it varies from salon to salon, but just look nice. You know, just look professional. Just don't want to be sloppy. That's pretty much it. So as I mentioned before, I do enter competitions, and they have given me the chance to travel quite a bit in Canada. I've been to Toronto 3 times, I think, because of them. I've been to, some of them are here in Winnipeg for the competitions. I also travel for education purposes. I went to Montreal last year. I've been to Calgary and just a little bit of all over, and it's really cool that you get to travel in a career, right? Like, if you're an accountant, you don't get to do that. I'm just saying. Don't tell the accountant person, but it's true. You know, like, so yeah, I don't know. You do get to travel, and I think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna go back to the apprenticing really quick. Just that when you do start in a salon, you do have to do the grunt work, so you are just doing shampoos for people and cleaning a lot. There's a lot of cleaning that you have to do, but you really just want to push through that, and then you can really learn and watch people. Like, it's amazing what just watching and how much stuff you can learn when watching. So that's one thing, if you guys do decide to go into it during your apprenticeship, just push through it and don't quit, you know, like, just get through it. Sorry, I'm gonna skip ahead here. My half notes. What should I talk about? Let's go on interview. Say you're in an interview. Person they're gonna look for and hire someone who's very passionate, because passion is what drives us. Someone who's willing to learn. That's another big one, is you really want to, there's so much education that goes on after hair school. Hair school is really just the basic techniques that you learn. You really don't become a professional hairstylist until you take those extra classes and learn those extra skills. Another thing too is you want to have a good attitude, because like there's the saying that when you go into work, you leave your feelings at the door, and that kind of goes back to the no drama thing. Like, your client doesn't care about your problems, they're there to talk about their problems. It's true, they do. And so yeah, you just want to make sure that the focus is always on them. But what else can I say? I love it. I love what I do, and I'm really happy I got into it. And I guess the advice I could give you guys is that, like, oh, I think I wrote it down. Let's look. Oh yeah, just don't give up and be passionate. That's all it is. It's really cool, like simple, I know. I'm like, had to read that, but that's all it is. And I found a quote, but I forgot who said it, but I heard it somewhere. And pretty much what it is that you should be tired at the end of every day, because and that just shows how, like, that you love your job. Because if you're tired, then you've put all of yourself into it, and that's all I can say. So.